Welcome to another episode of The Dissection. There's a breaking development in the Mkhwanazi Sibiya Mkhunu story. President of South Africa, CYRIL Ramaphosa, has announced that he will address South Africa on Sunday. Craig David had 7 days. Jesus Christ needed 3 days. Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa needed 7 days to resolve the conundrum, to resolve the miasma, to resolve the crinkum that was created by General Mkhwanazi. I joked last Sunday that it was a fiasco Sunday. Somebody in the comments actually said I should call it Bombshell Sunday. Mkhwanazi really broke the South African internet. Mkhwanazi, not Mkhwanazi, Mkhwanazi. General Mkhwanazi broke the South African internet with his revelations about Senzo Mkhunu, Cedric Sibiya, Brown Mkhotsi, Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, the syndicates that are operating with firearms, with drugs, with a lot of the problems that South Africans are facing on a day-to-day basis. I said that was nothing short of Fiasco Sunday. But what are we going to call this coming Sunday? Are we going to have another Fiasco Sunday? Another Miasma Sunday? A Bombshell Sunday? What shall we call it? A Razzmatazz Sunday? The conundrum is compounding. The crinkum is compressing craniums. Frontal lobes are juxtaposing scenarios and calculations. Permutations and combinations are running wild on media platforms. Analysts, commentators, speculators. Everybody is talking about the crisis that has unfolded in the South African cabinet, in the South African policing system. We've got all sorts of characters. O'Sullivan, Mary de Hess. We've got chaps who know Brown Mkhotsi. Call him Mr. Brown. Tell us about their aunts. Really, a lot is happening. So what does the statement from the president actually say? Here's what the statement from the president says. President Ramaphosa to brief the nation on national security matters. President CYRIL Ramaphosa will on Sunday, 13 July 2025, address the nation on developments arising from a public statement by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi that details allegations against senior political and senior South African police service leadership. President Ramaphosa was attending a BRICS summit in Brazil on Sunday, 6 July 2025, when General Mkhwanazi outlined numerous allegations at a media briefing. The president undertook to attend to this development on his return from Brazil in view of the implications for national security. President Ramaphosa has been seized with this matter in recent days and will, following various consultations, take the nation into his confidence at 1900 hours on Sunday, the 13th of July, 2025. The president's message will be broadcast and streamed on various platforms. Issued by the Presidency of the Republic of South Africa. Is this too late? Is this enough? I really think that we were expecting more of a reaction much sooner from President CYRIL Ramaphosa. People thought that when he came back from Brazil, because he flew out from Brazil either on Monday or Tuesday. They were like, well, he can't leave. He can't leave the BRICS summit. He's using a commercial flight. The tickets are booked. We can't change the flight details. So as soon as he gets to South Africa, he's going to deal with it. Then came Tuesday. Then came Wednesday. I think by Thursday, they realized people are waiting. People are saying that the president's not going to take action. People are saying that the president is buying time. And to be quite honest, the public sentiment right now is fully on side with General Mkhwanazi. People have not bought into the attacks, the villainizations that have come out, and people have been willing to see what has happened. We've seen a lot since Fiasco Sunday. I'm going with Fiasco Sunday. Left, right, and center. And that's how we enter. And if you're not with us, then remember. You remember that song? Fiasco, TKZ Fiasco. That's what happened. I'm going with Fiasco Sunday. We need to give it a name. We've seen a lot since that day. We've seen Paul O'Sullivan doing a full media tour, attacking General Mkhwanazi, attacking Masemola, but not addressing the merits of his allegations. He dismissed the allegations, says, well, in the short time that the allegations came out, I've looked at them and I've been able to satisfy myself that these allegations are not true. Well, one of the allegations was that Brown Mkhwanazi knows Senzo Mkhunu. That allegation was even made in parliament, right? The other thing that he did, and that allegation has been proven true. The other thing that he did was that he was saying, well, the protocol wasn't followed. What does it mean when this man comes here wearing this attire, etc., etc.? All of these things had nothing to do with what General Mkhwanazi said. But one of the things that General Mkhwanazi said has been proven to be true. General Mkhwanazi said that Brown Mkhwanazi knows Senzo Mkhunu. Senzo Mkhunu on the 5th of March said, no, I don't know this guy, blah, 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 blah. On the 5th of March, he said that to Parliament. Yesterday, on the 9th of July, he retracted. So who was telling the truth? General Mkhwanazi was telling the truth. Papa, uzoba tubula. Hey, tubula. Mkhwanazi, tubula. Look, some people will say, why is he so excited, etc. This is just my style. This is just how I keep a little bit of flavor, a little bit of spice, a little bit of, curry on the beef so that we have some flavor. So we've seen a lot. We've seen Paul O'Sullivan, number one, and I did an episode. Thanks so much to everybody who watched that episode on O'Sullivan's attacks and some of the media responses and unpacking that. That's still on the timeline. You can see that. We've seen the bizarre interview from a person who claimed to know Brown Mkhwanazi on Newsroom Africa. That was just a whole nother country. That whole interview was not from this earth. It was from another planet, because what on earth was happening? You know, they've deleted that interview from the YouTube. Newsroom Africa has deleted that interview. They just recognized that that interview was so bizarre, so strange, so confounding in and of itself, so perplexing, right? Stephen A. Smith would say that it was blasphemy to journalism for them to do that. So we've seen that. We've seen even the public protector. The public protector was doing media interviews. The SARS commissioner. Can you please explain to me? The public protector is supposed to receive a complaint on the basis of the Executive Members Ethics Act and investigate that. She's already going out doing interviews, telling everybody to calm down. President Ramaphosa is going to deal with it. Ma'am, Ngenapi at this point. Where do you enter at this particular juncture, at this particular point? Just a question. Guys, did you not find that peculiar? We saw the SARS commissioner, Edith Quiseta. He was out there as well, telling people, calm down. How? How do you fit in? I know you're trusted. I know you're respected. I've covered you. I've done episodes on your comments, on your thoughts on tax collection. But sir, when General Mkhwanazi says Brown Mkhwanazi has been messaging people, Vusi Kat Matlala, and Vusi has been hosting Begicele in his mansion or one of the properties, where do you enter, Mr. SARS Commissioner? What door did you use to open the door to Ngena, that Ndaba? It was quite perplexing to see O'Sullivan, Paul, Mary, all of these people. We've seen the Minister of Police in the last 3 or 4 days change his story. 5th of March, he said one thing. 9th of July, he said another thing. He said, I don't know this guy. I know him now. I know him. I said I didn't know him, but I know him now. I know that he's a comrade, but he's not an associate. Hey, you remember that song? Was it Bismarck Key, the original? Oh, baby, you got what I need. But you say he's just a friend. You say he's just a friend. When I'm through, we need some answers about Mkhwanazi. But you say he's just what do you say? You say he's just a cater. You say he's just a cater. Oh, Mkhwanazi, you got what we need. You got the evidence. You got the evidence. Oh, Mkhwanazi, you got what we need. Anyway, I can't sing. I know I can't sing. I'm just doing it to lighten a little bit of the flavor of the episode. But we've seen a lot. We've seen even today, namhlanje, on the 10th of July, Gwede Mantashe attacked Senzo Mkhunu. Unprecedented, peculiar, the chairperson of the ANC taking shots at a sitting minister in the GNU cabinet. In and of itself, that's something extraordinary, something beyond extraordinary. The only person who has taken more lethal shots than this is King Von when he was going through 63rd. That's the only person who's been this armed and dangerous since. How can Gwere Mantashe take shots at Senzo Mkhunu like this in broad daylight? Did you see that clip? Let me show you that clip real quick. Gwere Mantashe was not playing games.
Now, ikeja ngethulela isazi yesispace ibe ethical ungakhethwa kakufuna ukuphatha uthi imali engeke yakho imali yakho igama lakho kuthiwa yisalary ukukathatha imali engeke salary awukho ethical ufake unekomnye uminister osethi ngoku ekuthiwa nguminister umkhulu funeka udibane nomkhulu once uthathe imali engeke salary yakho uyigane epokothweni yakho ndiyento nomkhulu. Super.
Not only have we seen all of these things, we've seen indications that this fellow, Mkhwanazi, is so powerful that the media got amnesia. They fell on their head or something. They forgot everything they ever knew about this guy. We've seen that they used to know him. He used to be called CR17 campaigner. You know, Clement Manyathela is like, oh, I got this guy in my WhatsApp. We've seen News 24 like, yeah, we kind of know this guy is well connected. Everybody forgot who this guy is. All the spiderweb powers that everybody got, all the Peter Parker that existed in the media is gone. We don't see no more spiderwebs. What happened to all the spiderweb thing is Media 24, Daily Maverick, Amapungane, ground up is ground down right now because they don't want to frown on the issues that are being raised right now about Mkhwanazi. What is happening with this Mr. Brown? How can Mr. Brown be so obscure when you guys were reporting on him 2018, 2019? You have him in WhatsApp messages. But now you don't know who he is. Media. This is how you lose credibility. This is exactly why people walk away from the media, because they can see that the media is part of manufacturing consent and not actually manufacturing understanding and informing the public about the issues that affect them in a way that they can make informed decisions about how to ameliorate those conditions for themselves. So some of this seems to have been part of the crisis communications around this topic. And it's important to note there have been two types of fallacy. Number one, the ad hominem fallacy, which is also known as attacking the person, where instead of dealing with the merits or demerits of the story, people rather just focus on attacking the person. This is what Paul O'Sullivan was doing on multiple platforms. He complained about the attire. He attacked General Mkhwanazi personally. He complained about a lot of other things. We also saw Mother Mary Diaz there attacking Mkhwanazi, attacking Masemola, but not dealing with the merits of everything that they were talking about, not providing additional information about Mkhwanazi, about any of the mess, because they literally did not know and could not adduce any evidence. No evidence was adduced to rebut and confound the allegations and averments that have been made thus far by General Mkhwanazi. Then we also saw a red herring fallacy. The red herring fallacy involves trying to create a distraction from the main topic and trying to direct the public attention to a different topic. This fallacy involves raising issues which are not relevant or pertinent to the allegations which have been raised or to the arguments which are being made. General Mkhwanazi made specific allegations around Vusimuzi Matlala, Senzo Mkhunu, Mkhwanazi, and the broader cartel and syndicate that they seem to be part of, associated with, or to be helping, aiding, and abetting. But we saw people talking about the death of AKA, talking about how, no, I'm the one. You know, when it comes to AKA, I'm the one who was, it wasn't Mkhwanazi. It was me. I was the one on AKA. How, Baba? AKA ukena kae mo? Where does AKA enter here? That's a red herring fallacy. That's a red herring fallacy. We saw people addressing things that are not germane. Things that are not germane to the issues raised, things that are not substantive. We've seen that. That's called a red herring fallacy. And when you see that, you know that something is going down. Everyone has been waiting on President Cyril Ramaphosa and what he will do. Well, now he's making it known. He'll be saying something. And the pressure on him will be beyond atmospheric. It's a lot of pressure. This will be a defining moment for him and his presidency. He recently fired a deputy minister from the Democratic Alliance. The DA has opened a criminal case against Senzo Mkhunu, the Minister of Police. The minister possibly lied to Parliament. The Minister of Education herself possibly lied to Parliament. There are allegations facing several ministers. There's an election coming up, local government elections in 2026. We're in the second half of 2025. By-election results are coming out. And also, critically, Julius Malema, the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, has not said anything so far. He's been quiet, cards to his chest. We don't know how the fighters are going to fight this issue when they get into the ring. Are they going to march? Are they going to do something dramatic? So far, it's been DA most vocal, ANC, and the public. EFF, Malema has held his tongue. He's spoken about Mkhwanazi before, but he's held his tongue since Sunday. Jacob Zuma has not said anything so far. These are people who can call a press conference tomorrow. They can call a press conference on Monday. So if President Cyril Ramaphosa says something weak, if he says something that goes against public opinion, this will open the door wide for Julius Malema and the fighters to fight, to create a royal rumble. It will create an opening for Jacob Zuma and Mkhonto Wesizwe to gwaz at a gwaz rate per second that has never been seen before. The gwaz velocity that is going to emanate if the president makes the wrong move is going to be something spectacular. There's also potential for protests on this issue because the people are tired. Communities are tired of high levels of crime. Everyone feels unsafe. Everyone is always checking. Some people have cameras. They're checking their Ring cameras to see if they're safe. People are using all kinds of security at the gates, paying all of these security companies. There's community, interventions to try to manage crime. People are frustrated. People are going to dealerships where they sell firearms, getting military training, getting firearms training. There's all sort of businesses that are emanating from the lack of security and the sense of security that people feel. Pepper sprays, panic buttons, all of these interventions. People have WhatsApp groups and they use all kinds of interventions when they go out on dates. Nobody feels safe. And that is what makes the moment that General Mkhwanazi created a fiasco Sunday moment. Because the gravitas of all of this is so significant. The pain that people have felt. People have lost relatives. They've lost property. They've lost money as a result of crime in South Africa. Over 27,000 people were murdered last year. We've seen that issue has made it to the White House. Obviously, there was distortion because AfriForum and others wanted to paint it a particular way. But this is an abnormal situation. 27,000 murders a year. 80,000 murders closed without being solved between 2018 and 2024. 60%, over 60% of murders closed. So this is something that is not going to be easy. The public is tired. The reason why people like Ibrahim Traore have such a popular appeal around Africa is because Africans are tired. They're tired of being exploited by the neo-colonial structures, tired of being exploited by those who extract wealth within the countries, the oligarchs, the connected politicians. They're tired of corruption, and they can't even sleep peacefully at night because of the crime. People are worried what will happen to their sons, their daughters, their wives on a daily basis. And this is why this has touched such a nerve and why you're seeing the type of response that General Mkhwanazi has, elicited from the public. People are tired, they're frustrated, and they're looking for a hero. And maybe he's not a perfect police officer. Maybe there are genuine questions about how he has been moving. But as things stand right now, people are so tired that they're willing to support him even if he may be compromised. They're willing to go with him because they know for certain that they've experienced the things that he's talking about. So this will be a legacy-defining moment for President Cyril Ramaphosa. And it may affect the 2027 ANC race, the internal race, because Senzo Mchunu was somebody who was being mentioned on the list with Patrice Motsepe. I don't know if you saw that. He was supposed to be the deputy president who was going to help Patrice Motsepe's slate get the election, bring KZN in. And now he's taken this major, major reputational hit. I don't think he'll come back from this because these things are serious. This kind of, I don't know, this guy, Brown Mkhwanazi, now I know Brown Mkhwanazi, this thing has been quite damaging. And as things stand right now, the stakes are on the braai and the stakes are high. The stakes are high on the braai. What do you think Mr. Ramaphosa will do on Sunday? General Mkhwanazi, you've shaken South Africa to the core. Tupac Amarula Shakur was talking about you when he said, call the cops when you see corruption. Indeed, Tupac was drinking a full six-pack when he said South Africa is a movie, a drama, a series. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. In 2 weeks, we've forgotten what shocked us 2 weeks ago. You guys don't know this Tupac song. Mzansi Don't Cry. Go look for it on all the platforms. It's a beautiful song by Tupac. And I think everyone is going to be waiting for Sunday. What do you expect? Let's meet in the comments and have a discussion. Did the president move too slowly? Did he move fast enough? Did you think the other interventions, I've been thinking the other interventions, maybe they didn't even resonate with the public because, the parliamentary process that was announced, the speaker said, no, these 3 committees are going to deal with this. And everyone was like, nah, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. We've seen this before. Committees dealt with the Nkandla matter. They came back and said, no, it's a fire pool. People are not at the point right now where they can fall for tricks and games. There's that saying, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And Bob Marley said, don't let them fool you. Don't let them school you. You got a mind of your own. So that's where things are. Where do you stand, though? Let's have a conversation. I'll meet you in the comments.